Roger runs into a familiar face in Outlander Season 7, Episode 9, though she doesn't seem to recognize him. The appearance of Geillis Duncan was a significant surprise in Outlander's mid-season premiere since she met a bloody end back in Season 3. Of course, when time travel is involved, anything is possible, and this mischievous character has officially made her way back into the story. It's unclear how much of a help or hindrance Geillis will be to Roger's journey, but if she recognizes a fellow time traveler in Outlander Season 7, it could be a problem. Outlander Season 7, Episode 9 sees Roger Mackenzie set out through the stones of Cray Na Dun in search of his son, Jemmy, who was kidnapped by Rob Cameron. He expected to land in the 1770s since this is the point that the stones have typically linked with his own time in the 20th century. However, when Roger headed to Lallybroch and found Brian Fraser, Jamie's father, he realized he had ended up around the year 1739 instead. Geillis' appearance only added to poor Roger's shock and surprise, but shouldn't she have recognized him? Geillis met Roger before she ever time-traveled in Outlander. Roger and Geillis met in 1968. Lotte Verbeek as Geillis Duncan in Outlander Season 1. Roger recognized Geillis because he and Brianna met the woman in 1968, just before she traveled through the stones at Cray Na Dun. However, when Geillis answers the door to Roger at the end of Outlander Season 7, Episode 9, she shows no signs of knowing that he is a time traveler like herself. It's difficult to say precisely how she would react if she did recognize Roger from the 1960s. She's a dangerous woman who thinks that human sacrifice is necessary to time travel. Luckily for Roger, this doesn't seem to be a problem, yet. It's certainly possible that Geillis didn't spend enough time with Roger to commit him to memory. After all, she was busy planning the murder of her husband and an adventure through time when she met Roger and Brianna in the 1960s. If Roger reminds her who he is in Outlander Season 7, Episode 10, she might recall their meeting. She remembered meeting Brianna when she talked to Claire about it in Season 3. For now, however, there might just not be enough context for Geillis to figure this out, and Roger likely isn't dumb enough to help her out in this regard. Could Geillis be a problem in Outlander Season 7? Geillis has typically been a troublemaker. Lotte Verbeek as Geillis Duncan in Outlander Season 1 Episode 11. Claire had once considered Geillis a friend, and it's true that the woman saved the Outlander protagonist's life. However, Geillis is more easily categorized as a villain than a hero. Her primary objective is to aid the Jacobite cause, and she will eliminate friend and foe alike to make this happen. In Outlander Season 3, Claire had no choice but to kill Geillis when she tried to jump through time to kill Brianna. So, it's perfectly possible that Geillis is pulling some nefarious strings in 1939 that Roger could easily get tangled up in. It could be that Geillis is only pretending not to recognize Roger. She could even be responsible for Jemmy being kidnapped since the boy being brought to her time may not be a coincidence. Still, this seems less likely. The Outlander books dictate that Roger's story will head in a different direction, and Season 7 seems to be so far following the general course of author Diana Gabaldon's works. More likely than not, Roger's time with Geillis won't worsen his circumstances, so long as he keeps their history and future to himself.